Hey guys, come with us from DFW to Punta Cana in the Dominican Republic. First thing you need to do is fill out your e-ticket and be sure that your passport does not expire within the next 6 months. Once you board your plane, get settled in, you take off, take a little nap, you wake up to these amazing views. Beautiful, beautiful waters. We flew with Sun Country from DFW. The flight was great. Very smooth, no turbulence. We actually enjoyed it. It is a bit of a long flight though, if you're not used to flying. When you're about 10 minutes or so from landing, you'll go back over land, see the beautiful greenery, the jungles. Once you land in Punta Cana, you're going to want to be sure and have your passport, your e-ticket ready, all the things. And if you're lucky enough, you would have booked the VIP Fast Pass in advance. We did not. So, of course, when you get there, you walk out from the tarmac, you go inside the building. The line is really long. It took about 45 minutes. You go through, you see they usually have some performers, there's a couple bars, you find your luggage. What's really neat about this airport is it's all outdoors. It does have a cover over it, but essentially it's outdoors, so it is very, very hot. You make your way through, you go to the taxi line. If you booked in advance, we did with Punta Cana Transfer Services. They actually had a little sign with our name on it, picked us up. It was about a 45-minute drive to the resort. Once we got through the gates of the resort and pulled in, it was so beautiful. The Bahia Principe properties actually has 7 resorts there. We were actually staying at the luxury Ambar. So they first drop you off at Aquamarine lobby. Then a trolley comes and picks you and your luggage up and takes you up to Ambar. Once you get there, there's beautiful waterfalls and the lobby is outside. It is not enclosed. The service is great. The porters are great. They have drinks waiting for you. You go to the desk, you give them your name, they come up to you, they bring you some drinks. The check-in was really simple. They give you the little bands and they place the bracelet on your arm. Once your check-in is complete, you'll be met with your butler and concierge. They will actually take your luggage to your room for you. You have to do nothing. We were in building 63, which was right off by the lobby, in a junior deluxe swim-up king suite. Guys, this room was amazing. A huge walk-in shower with the rain shower water head. It was huge, massive. It was amazing. The toilet was in its own little room. It was tiny, but it was private and separate. They actually had good toilet paper too, not the hard stuff. You had a big sink, then as you walk out, you have some shelves. That is the only plug that worked in the room. You do have a fully stocked mini bar, which again, it's all inclusive. The king size bed, it was on the hard side. The pillows were amazing. There was a lot of storage. The TV, everything is in Spanish. It had a separate sitting area and a desk area, but this just was fabulous. The swim up suite, 2 lounge chairs, a separate little patio table. There are 6 to each side. There's 6 on one side and then 6 on the other side of the hall. And then there's 2 floors above. This is the armband. That's what you get in your room. I do recommend downloading the app. That will have the restaurants. You can do room service. You can chat with them. You can check the entertainment for the day. You can book massages. If possible, you do want to book your dining ahead of time. They do tend to fill up. We decided to go down and have some lunch. We were starving. It was just a short walk to the pool. They had some chess where you could play chess. There was plenty of lounge chairs. We passed by Portofino, the Italian restaurant. We ate at La Brisa's, the beach restaurant. It was okay. It was nice to sit outdoors and just kind of take everything in. Hobie had a tomato pizza. Very different. I stuck with the cheeseburger and fries. After we had some lunch, we went back, stopped at the pool bar, got a drink. I had a limonada. It was great. We went back to the swim-up room, kind of figuring out what we were going to do the rest of the day. The water there was great. It was very private. Hobie had his vodka and cranberry. We enjoyed the pool for a little while before we had to get ready for our reservations for meat. That's where we had dinner. The video is very dark. It is a steakhouse, so the lighting is very dim, but the service was a 10 out of 10. Definitely our favorite restaurant. We had a couple cocktails. I had the citrus cocktail, and Hobie had the whiskey jam, and he also tried the steak paradise. Very different. The steak paradise actually had ham in it. It was very different. For appetizers, we had the bone-in chicken wings and a New York salad. The entree was a churrasco steak with mustard mashed potatoes. Hobie had a ribeye with baked potato and cheese sauce. Again, the lighting was awful. I had to use my phone, but had to show you. For dessert, we had a cheesecake, which was amazing, and a brownie with ice cream. If you have not seen a Punta Cana sunrise, I cannot recommend it enough. Early mornings are just so peaceful, it's so quiet, there's no one around, you can really take it all in. There was even a few people doing yoga out on the beach early in the morning. Something I really have to touch on is the workers, guys. From sun up till sundown, they are working so hard to clear the seaweed from the beach. I mean, yes, it is bad, but these guys are working really hard. I know a lot of people are complaining about it, but just know if you're staying at the Bahia Principe, they are working from sun up until well after sundown. Our daily go-to was Palmyra for breakfast. They had a huge breakfast buffet. For your choice of drink, you could have a fresh juice. They had mimosas, coffee. If you're a soda person, they had it all. The fruit was so fresh. They also have made-to-cook omelets. The mangrove was definitely something you need to go and see. We ventured out to another part of the property, to the Bahia Village. They have some shopping there. They have another spa, a pool. The casino is also there as well. When we arrived back at our room, we had fresh flowers as well as a towel animal. The pool at the Bahia Principe Luxury Amber is huge. It has a swim-up bar and a walk-up bar. The pool water was kind of warm. It is a little on the deeper side. I'm kind of short, so I had to stay on my tippy toes most of the time. They had several waterfalls around the island and on the right side of the pool bar. The pool never really seemed too crowded. You could always find a lounge chair. The only downside we really saw to the pool is it closes really early. It closes at 7 o'clock. For lunch, we headed back over to Palmyra. They had a huge buffet again for lunch. It was amazing. The grilled chicken was phenomenal. They cook it right there in front of you. They have they had sangria for lunch that day. The desserts were amazing. Sometimes you get there and the desserts don't have a lot of taste, but these were all really good, very unique. The burgers, they had made to cook burgers. If you're a seafood lover, I'm allergic, so I don't really do seafood. They had a ton of seafood. We had to go back down to the beach again. It was never really crowded. I don't know if it had to do with the seaweed or not, but it was never really crowded. It was very pretty, and actually the seaweed only went out probably 20-30 foot. And the workers, again, all day, every day, working to clear it. It really didn't stop many people. They were out there enjoying the water. The waves are a little bit higher there. The beach area was very, very clean. They had crazy games coming up, so we had to go and watch. The game today was they had to do 5 squats, run across, swim, and then come back up and do 5 push-ups. There was a wardrobe malfunction, so you want to be sure you have the appropriate attire if you are going to play those games. For dinner, we had reservations at Portofino. It was a very nice restaurant. The lighting was much better, so we were able to get better videos. The food, it was okay. The service was good. We started with drinks. They had us go sit at the bar while we were waiting for our table. It really wasn't crowded, so I'm not sure why everything filled up so fast. I had the Aerapol Spritz drink. It was okay. Hobie had the Amaretto Apple and the Perfect Negroni. If you're a gin lover, you'll like that one. If not, you definitely won't like it. For our appetizers, we had the rice spear and the cheese salad. Our entrees, we did the beef lasagna, chicken spaghetti, and then for desserts, we had the tiramisu and the key lime pie. You definitely can't watch a sunrise on the beach without catching a glimpse of the sunset. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the sunset over the beach, but we did capture some of it in the background, and it was beautiful. The entertainment for the night, they had performers actually dancing. It was a Latin infusion style. They were really good. The entertainment staff at the Bahia Principe Luxury Ambar is very good. They are always making sure that the guests are having a good time. They feel included and entertained. Even when I feel like some of the guests were probably wearing on their nerves, they kept a smile and interacted with them, and it was great. It was a lot of fun. Be very mindful of what you pack. Even early in the mornings, it tended to be very hot and muggy. You know you can't go to a pool with a swim-up bar without going to it at least a couple of times. We did. After lunch, we decided to go back over to the beach. We had been at the pool earlier, and we're going to go back later, but the water, it was warm. That pool water was warm, and it was really, really hot. So we went down to the beach. The water, it was so much cooler. It wasn't cold, and the seaweed, it really wasn't as bad. It did smell up by the beach, but once you got out in the water, it was so much better. The water wasn't the perfect clear, but it was pretty clear. The waves are a little rough, but they're not unbearable, and it was nice. The crazy game this afternoon was they had to kick the soccer ball up onto the bull, try to get the bullseye, or get as close as they could. A lot of people complained about the mosquitoes being really bad. We took the bug spray, but we didn't need it. I mean, I definitely would recommend packing it. The daily board, you really want to check it every day for the correct times because, as I said before, they're not always correct in the app. The property also offers massages right on the beach. Ambar also has another restaurant, Limbo. We did not go to it. We decided to go back to the buffet and give it a shot for dinner. And let me tell you, it did not disappoint. The buffet was just as good at dinner, if not better, than it was at lunch and breakfast. Another place we ate and had drinks at while we stayed at Ambar was the sports bar. The mozzarella sticks were amazing. Their drinks were good. The wait staff was phenomenal. Our last night's entertainment was the White Night Party. It was so much fun. I do recommend, though, if you plan on attending something in the evening, you do get there early. They have limited seats out, so they tend to fill up really, really fast. The last day is always so bittersweet. You go have your one last coffee from the coffee shop, which is amazing. It was delicious. You go and you catch the one last glimpse of the beach in the water. I would have to say overall, I highly recommend staying at the Bahia Principe properties, especially the adults only, all-inclusive luxury Ambar, our experience was great. There is really nothing that I could find to complain about. I would say though, if you are not fluent in Spanish, there could be some language barriers. We did have a little bit of a hard time. For the most part, the employees of the property could speak English, but our taxi drivers, there was a little bit of a language barrier on the way to the resort. Our taxi driver leaving the resort, there was 100% language barrier. He did not speak or understand English at all. Something you definitely want to consider is either adding an international plan to your phone or downloading the WhatsApp. That's how we communicated with the taxi service. The Wi-Fi here at the property was great. We just used the inclusive Wi-Fi that the hotel offered. We didn't have to buy the premium, and we were able to have service all over the property, as well as all the way down to the beach. When the dreaded checkout time comes, you will go back to the main lobby. You wait, they call up a trolley, and it takes you back to Aquamarine. And that's where your cab will pick you up to take you back to the airport. They also offer shuttle buses that you can book. This is the important part. When you get to the airport, you're going to want to tip your porter. You're going to want to tip them well. They're going to tell you which gate that you need to go to. And you're going to print your boarding pass. And after you print your boarding pass, or you have to go to the ticket line, whichever your airline does, you're going to want to go right there. It's to the right of the gates. It says VIP Fast Track. It's $30 a person. You pay it. They take your passports, walk you past the line. I'm not even exaggerating, of at least 700 people. You walk right through security. They take a picture of your face, and you're at your gate. There is restaurants, there's duty-free shopping, all the things. But I cannot recommend that enough. Buy the Fast Track. It's $30, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I can't recommend going to Bahia Principe properties enough. It was our first time in the Dominican, and we definitely will be back.